right.
Hello, and thank you for checking out our SIR video series. I'm Mark Wheeler, Managing Partner for Strategic Options and a member of the SIR Marketing Committee. Joining us today is Waverly Weinberg, Lead Distribution and Channel Consultant at MassMutual. Waverly, welcome, and thank you for sitting down with me today.
Pleasure, Mark. Pleasure to have me over the internet, as the kids would say.
Ah, that's right. That's right. In today's world, right?
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have built a very successful career at MassMutual. Tell us a bit more about your current role with the company.
So right now I'm part of our industry intelligence team, competitive intelligence, and my role is really looking at distribution and kind of market research, market intelligence. So we used to prior in our team, we were very much siloed. So one person did annuities, one person did life, one person did DI. And we've kind of branched out. So we brought in a couple more different roles like sales intelligence, my role, underwriting. So what's really great now about our setup is that it's much more collegial. So we've got many more folks working across the similar industry from different angles. So, we're instead of putting out research just from me or just from someone else, we're putting out research for the team. And what's really great about that is maybe I'm not that strong on the product stuff. Maybe I'm not strong on underwriting or some other aspect, but I'm stronger on something else. So it's great that we've got a team effort to kind of bring it all together and not just have one siloed perspective, if you will.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, thank you for that insight there. Now, how long have you been volunteering with SIR? And
Going
how
into
is that?
my, oh, I
Go
interrupted
ahead.
you. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead. Finish your question.
I was just going to say, how long have you been volunteering? And then tell us how that effort has helped you in the work you've been doing at MassMutual.
Yep, good question. Going into my second year, right? And I'm fairly for someone who's been at Mass Mutual Life Insurance for over 20 years, I'm actually fairly new to life insurance. So I thought I knew it all. I really actually knew nothing, right, other than what term insurance was. So I had to become a quick learner. And working with SIR, even part of the membership committee, has really kind of helped hit the fast forward button on my engagement and kind of understanding of the business. So what the thing I like the best about SIR is you get to engage with folks across all insurance research spectrum. So it's not just the silo of whole life insurance focused firms. We all kind of think the same, we all kind of talk the same. You can get it's not good. So I like the idea that I can work with people from big companies, little companies, small companies, startup companies, and kind of pick their brains. What works for you, what doesn't work for you, what are things that I never even thought of in terms of blind spots, things of that nature. So it's just great to have all those different perspectives and kind of think of the business outside of the walls of the company you work at.
Sure. Well, thank you for that. Well, that leads me to my next question is just to talk a little bit more about your experience as a volunteer and working with colleagues from across the industry. There are the conferences, there are, the online events that take place, and then your work on the committee as well. So, you know, how has that experience been for you? Have you been learning from it? Different exposures you were talking about? Tell us a little bit
Yep.
more.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, right? So the thing I like about SIR a lot is that, you got pretty good engagement with not only other insurance carriers, it could be PNC, could be health, could be life. So again, the discipline of research is pretty similar across whatever industry you're in. So it's great to go like, hey, what do you do on PNC? What do you do in health? Is that applicable to life and vice versa? So you get a lot of different perspectives. Is that maybe I wouldn't have gotten elsewhere. And what's really cool too is SIR they do stuff, a lot of virtual stuff where they'll bring in, I don't know if this is the right term, but they'll bring in corporate sponsors, vendors, people who provide research resources and other tools that maybe I had no knowledge or awareness of. I was like, oh wow, I never thought about that before. Oh wow, I didn't even think you could pay someone to do that. That's wonderful. Because what you find is in research positions, they're pretty lean operations. So a lot of times you're going to have to outsource some things because you can't insource it yourself, right? So it's good to then also at the same time hear what are different people's experiences. So, some companies have a much larger travel budget, other companies don't. So it's good to kind of sharpen the pencil as to, what is the actual value to the end customer. And it's not, and when we talk customers with SIR, we're talking about the member companies.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great insight. And I think good exposure as to all the opportunities that are there and working with Sir, both just as a member and as a volunteer. So thank you for that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shift gears on you a little bit, and we're going to go
Sure.
into to some fun questions here. Now, when you were growing up, did you have a nickname?
Yeah, everyone called me Wave. And that
Wave.
would
I
be
like it.
followed by, do you surf? And I was born in Philadelphia. I moved to Western Massachusetts, where there's not, the closest ocean's 2 hours away and there's no good waves. So, I don't know why anyone thought I would surf. And then they would ask if my parents surfed. And so, but when you're in fourth grade, it seems like a logical question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Now, I want you to pick one of the following. So I'm going to give you a few sentences and then, tell me something. Now, in gathering with your friends, would
Mhm.
you select wine, beer, a cocktail, none of the above, or all of the above?
Cocktail.
I like
Cocktail.
it.
Well, you know what? I would probably grab those hard seltzers.
Okay. All right.
And
So
I
it
will,
kind of depends, right?
yeah, and I will tell you, as I've gotten older, I no longer care about looking cool or feeling cool. I'll grab whatever I want. I don't care if there's four umbrellas in it.
There you go. Well, I've always been told that if you're going to drink, drink what you like. So that's
That's
all
right.
good.
That's right.
Now, if you're having to work late one night and you come
Hmm.
home, you're going to grab a
Hmm.
pizza or Chinese food.
Pizza.
All right. And from the dessert side, are you a ice cream, a cake, a cookies, or a pie guy?
Oh man.
Or
I,
all of the
you know,
above?
what? I'm gonna say pie, but I've got a terrible relationship with desserts. It's either nothing or I'm gonna eat the whole thing by myself and feel nothing but remorse.
Yep, I hear you on that one. Now, would you prefer to go to a movie, the theater, or a concert?
Well, it depends on what movie and what concert.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And now we
Big
have a
movie guy,
final
though.
question.
Big movie
Now we
guy,
have a
though.
final question for you. How would
Ready.
you finish this sentence? My best day of the week is
Man, that's a good one. I'd like to say Friday.
get
Friday.
ready for the weekend.
Excitement for the weekend. You can take in all that you've done during the week. And I love not setting my alarm Friday night.
I hear you on that one. Oh, that's great. Well, listen, Waverly, it was a pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you for your time and for your support of SIR.
Mark, appreciate it. It's great chatting with you as well.
Take care.